Yeah, let's go, let's go.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock's crashing. Like an IPO trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now the king left and they so mad, it's like
Then yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense.
yeah, hey, look what I got. New whip with no top. Cooking up no stove top. Ice cold, no snow drop. Big budget ass, big facts. Big money in the contract. Been running no contact. New record with the new tracks. Yeah, they been sending me new plaques. I don't really need new plaques. Nah, big rock with the suplex. Yeah, new rock got a new flex. Yeah, I'm current, I'm a new trend. Now boys with the full scent. Yeah, like I said, no new friends. We don't really need new friends.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense.
Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, glowing up, but we still trapped. That's how a nigga survives. Flowing out, got the crowd packed. Yeah, that's how a nigga provides. Y'all insta this, y'all snap that, y'all diss this, and they snap back. Another mass shooting in the headlines. I'm like, damn, where that attack at? Cause y'all think this about race. They font that shit in your face. It's like every day it's the same agenda. It's really not that hard to trace. Fuck it, we might as well face it. Accept it, whatever it's wrapped in. There'll come a day when they run out of grace. So me and my niggas stay trapping. Yeah, ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Hey, some would be too hard, wanted to be, and then what I became. Ended up going my own way, but I couldn't stay in my lane. Now if I'm honest, I've taken a liking to wearing these chains. They hold me down, make it easier when I start feeling the pain. Out of the overflow, your heart, they say your mouth speaks. Well, my heart must be fucked up, cause I can't speak and I can't sleep. So I stay woke in this daydream. Got shit to do, got the world to see. Got the same crew, got some new fleets. This an empire, fuck a boutique, that's real. I only say what I feel, got a new plate with the same meal. On a new hype with the same chill. Y'all too fake, I stay real. Got cast down from heaven, but I'm too good to stay in hell. I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah. Hey, I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah. This is that one song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang.
Whoa, East Coast with that gang gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast go ahead, stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, we famed up, got that change, we bagged up. Crew love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick I'm queasy, whoa.
East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang.
Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Hard time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack.
East Coast with the gang gang. West Coast with the gang gang. Lover with the gang gang. You know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang. West Coast with the gang gang. Lover with the gang gang. You know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang. West Coast with the gang gang. Lover with the gang gang. You know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang. West Coast with the gang gang. Lover with the gang gang. You know we don't play gang.
Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Yeah. Hey. Coming at me like that, like whoa. I don't even feel like that, like whoa. You ain't even see my stacks, like whoa. We up on the sea, but that's my bow. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like wish that I care, but I don't. And I swear, if you want, we can flow. Coming ready for the smoke. Murder she wrote, but I don't even dare. I got places to go. Coming ready for the show. Sacred the goat. We got royal affairs. We gon' win on the low. Coming ready for the glow. You taking notes, have a seat, take a chair. You may think that we cold. Coming ready for the snow. Try to bear the weight, but it's too heavy. Try to get away, but it's too deadly. Gotta keep it sharp, so we stay edgy. Can I get ahead, so we stay ready? Coming at me, that's sad, that's joke. I cannot believe these lies, I'm woke. All that agree, but why you broke? When y'all need, come get your folk. I actually soar over these waves. When I get paid, I gotta know people to pay, places to go. Watch what you say, watch what you coming at me like that, like whoa. I don't even feel like that, like whoa. You ain't even see my stacks, like whoa. We up on the sea, but that's my bow. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like I don't ever sit back, I'ma go and get that. I just wanna give back, people call me Big Black. I just got my whip back, asked me when I got here, told her that I've been back. Brought a couple wins back, double cup of no act. I don't really have beef, but I'm still a Big Mac. And you know I got green, now we bridging the gap. Flow with me and my team, cause we know how to scrap when you making a scene. Came up from the dirt, yeah I know my worth. No I will not sell, niggas gotta work. Do not kiss and tell, no I do not surf. But I'll ride these waves, so get up off my turf. I actually soar over these waves. When I get paid, I gotta know people to pay, places to go. Watch what you say, watch what you coming at me like that, like whoa. I don't even feel like that, like whoa. You ain't even see my stacks, like whoa. We up on the sea, but that's my bow. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like yeah. It's getting crazy out here, y'all. Stay focused. Let's go, KD. Take a look around you, you can find your way, man. Yeah, take a look around you, you can find your way, man. Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way back. Find your way back, find your way back. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way back. Find your way back, nigga, find your way back. Hey, you the one that say that. You and me go way back. When this whole thing over, I'ma send my invoice, pay that. You don't wanna say that. You don't want this payback. I keep my composure, this my kingdom, nigga, stay back. We had a couple of moments. You had a choice, nigga, own it. Your real colors, they showing. I'm real, nigga, I'm focused. When I come around, I'm fly with it. Stay moving, do buy with it. New sound, just vibe with it. Same truth, and we die with it. I see it like it's an obstacle. I never sit on the fence. Nothing to me is impossible. Music a means to the end. Most of the shit is illogical. All of y'all niggas depend on what they pretend. Just think what you had. Stop looking at trends. You wearing your heart like it's topical. Now the pain is gone, the fame is on, and they play my songs. Yeah, it's real.
offs. Open eyes, we watch out. Mobilize, won't cop out. COVID-19 cops out, don't flop now. Open skies, we fly now. New agenda, they try now. Most y'all getting real scared of the headlines when you find out. And getting real near. If you don't know, you behind now. Behind the times, government hide behind the lines. Most brands trying to monetize. All of us have to stay inside, don't socialize. Talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change your way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said, take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Nigga, find your way, babe. I said, take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, 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 testicles, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 3244 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busted hustles, and yahos? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Eversting K2, flexing on all you bees.
Fucking
Tanvira, what's up, everyone? It's a great day to get swole. Indeed, it is, fam. Thanks for being here. It's Accountability Monday. Today's swole card is Swole, fam. Drop that in the comments down below. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you all for being patient. A little bit of a late start today for the accountability meeting, but we got some awesome new releases. Gonna make it up to you. With some awesome new releases. We got some Swole fan posts. We'll take some questions. We're gonna have a nice, deep, thick, penetrating show today, and I'm sure everyone's really stoked. So make sure you hit the like button. We're live on Rumble, at the Daily Swole, YouTube at the Daily Swole, and of course Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Make sure you subscribe and share the show with your friends. Leave us a 5-star review if you enjoy the show. It helps tremendously. So take a moment. If you have not yet left a 5-star review on Spotify, please do so, because it helps tremendously. And I promise you, it's worth it. I promise it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into that tip. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. It is not cold outside. It's hot and it's lovely. And we have the puppers that are getting their grooming right now, so they're not in the room with us. Reminder to download the Swolenormous app. Look at that guy. Look at that face. So swole. Look at this guy. Download the Swolenormous app in the App Store, Google Play. Join the fam today. We had a great overtime segment on Friday. That's available in the Swole TV section. So if you missed the overtime, the brand new edits, the brand new Drive Mo Gaining, go and check it out. Available for members. And yes, if you are wondering, we still have 20% off all merch over at papaswolio.com. Today, I'm rocking the Don't Vote if you skip leg day. And that's just great advice. If you skip leg day, your opinions don't matter. If you skip leg day, your opinions don't matter. We don't care what your politics are. We don't care what your opinions are if you skip leg day. You do not make good life choices if you skip leg day. Don't skip leg day. And if you do, no one's going to listen to you. No one's going to listen to you. No one should listen to you. Your opinions are null and void. I love that phrase. I love null and void. Underrated. How many of you picked up the chicken is a vegetable last week? What a great new drop. What a great new drop. Of course, we got new drops this week, but last week's drop was chicken is a vegetable. I still haven't gotten mine in. I don't know if you guys got yours in yet. I still haven't gotten mine in yet, but I'm super stoked to rock that in some videos. So chicken is a vegetable. Check all that out, papaswolio.com. All right, let's get into those Swole Fam posts. And I asked a question via Swole Tech, sent it out yesterday. Progress is all about those small incremental improvements. What will you do this week? Be specific with details. What will you do this week to get 1% better? Remember, progress is incremental. You're not going to make leaps and bounds. What are you doing to make those little tiny improvements that you can actually start to see benefits this week? What are you doing to get 1% better? So drop in the comments if you haven't yet responded. We'll take some live responses too. Aaron says, even though we are the 99%, my 1% goal this week will be to pay more attention to my mindfulness pillar. I seem to only do so specifically when I do yoga during my shavasana at the end of sessions, so my goal will be to set aside 5 minutes each day this week to practice and focus on recentering. Good strategy. Well said. Appreciate that. Marvin says, watch my potions a little better. I've gotten bad with this the last week. Well, that's not detailed or specific. I'm assuming you meant portions, unless we got like Professor Snape over here. You're going to watch your potions a little better, Potter. Watching your potions. Hey, I guess if you're a potions master, you might watch your potions. So watch your potions. Maybe I'll start calling my morning shake. I'll call it my morning potion. I think we're going to call it potions. I took my protein potion this morning. My post-workout potion. I like that. Melissa, hi Papa. In order to get 1% better this week, I'm going to focus on sleep. Staying up even just 15 minutes later than my normal bedtime greatly affects the next day's training. This week, no excuses, getting to bed at my normal time or earlier to get up and train while most people are still asleep. Thanks for keeping us accountable, Melissa. Why, thank you.
Hi, puppy.
Michelle says, hey Bish, this week I'm aiming to add 1 pound to all my lifts and get that extra rep. Ooh, I like it. I like it. Adding a pound and getting that extra rep.
A fucking 10!
Nice. Riley says, having more electrolytes in my water for workouts. Putting my electrolyte packet next to my water bottle at night. That way I can pour them in the morning. Good strategy. Same thing by having your gym bag and everything ready to go first thing. You can also put out your morning drink, whether you have creatine, glutamine, electrolytes, protein, whatever you have first thing in the morning, have it ready to go. That way you wake up and just execute. You don't have to overthink it. We got one more from Victoria, and of course we'll take more throughout the week as people respond more. Victoria says, it's been hard to realize that being almost 60, I can't work out like I was even in my 40s. Menopause changes everything. I'm staying active every day. I literally do cardio, walking, sauna, and mobility 3 days a week, lifting 3 days a week. And on the 7th day, I rest in my infrared sauna. Recovery takes longer than it used to. It certainly does. It certainly does. It always, and I think it takes longer, but it's also the idea or the concept that you can get away with more when you're younger, which I guess you can because you do recover a little quicker. But when it comes to training, you really should be focusing more on recovery. I wish I trained the way I do now in my 20s. I wish I trained this way then because I would have saved myself a lot of fatigue. I think I would have made a lot more progress because even with a faster recovery, I probably would have been able to make progressive overload even more readily if I was a little bit more specific and a little bit more intentful with my training, and I wasn't doing as much exhaustive beating the shit up out of myself, trying to see how much I could handle. I wish I could, we all wish, that's what wisdom is when you get older. You learn and you wish you can go back or you would do things differently. But that's why I do the podcast, because I can give this information to those that are younger than me or less experienced, and you can fast track your progress. Whereas I wish I could go back and give this advice to myself. So essentially the Daily Swole is advice I would give to myself in the past. So I hear you, Victoria. I hear you. All right, let's get into some questions. Let's load up Instagram. Not Instagram, TikTok. Ooh, TikTok. I know. Well, all right. Language, everybody. You guys know. Let's take some questions. Drop in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. John says, same Papa, my training was brutal. I mean, I have certain memories. I guess it's PTSD or trauma. I have certain memories of specific workouts. And I could go through, I need to journal this all out, or maybe do some kinds of, discuss and maybe make a list of all these things that we can go through. Because there's certain workouts that I specifically remember, and it's just the most insane stuff. It's the most insane stuff that we used to do. I used to do 10-minute sets of squats with jump roping in between. We had 225 on a bar, me and this other trainer. This is back in like 2006 or 2007. One person would squat while the other person did jump rope, and the other person would just rep, and you had to do, I forget how long we were doing it for. It was like a minute or two. So one person had to keep the bar on their back the entire time, whether you're pausing or doing squats while the other person did jump rope, and then we'd switch. Just insane shit. Just completely unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary assault on the human body. Anyway, drop your questions in the comments. That's just one that pops to mind right now. I think I've talked about it before. 3 Mori06, Papa Swolio, how to increase bench, Papa. So increasing your strength is going to come down to a few things. One, it's going to be form. So now progressive overload comes in different ways. So for example, if you're doing a set and you're doing, let's say, to failure or to a 0 RIR and you're doing 5 reps, if that 5th rep is a little funky or it's a struggle, even just doing that the next time and that 5th rep being much more smooth, that's progressive overload. Performing the 5 reps or the 6 reps or the 8 reps with better form, that's progressive overload. It's not only getting more weight or more reps, because your form has to improve and your execution with all the previous reps has to improve before you get that extra rep. So you are going to get stronger. You are going to be able to execute with better form. So form is very important, because if you have bad form, it's going to be hard to overload properly because you're not targeting the muscles most efficiently. And with benching, it's very technical. I'm not a power lifter, but when you are under the bar, you want to make sure that obviously your joints are aligned. That way you don't want to flare your arms too much, keep your arms more tucked. So proper form is very important. That way you're targeting the muscles in the best way possible for that set. Also recovery, your program design, your nutrition, your sleep, all very important. And that's going to come down to the intensity and the recovery. And that's how you increase your bench. And you have to train with intent. And the unfortunate thing is most people train to feel sore. They train until they feel mentally satisfied in the day. And that's not how you should train. Because if I trained to mental satisfaction, I would beat the shit up out of myself and I wouldn't be able to train for another week. So training with intent is very important. And this is the difference between working out. Working out and exercising is very similar in terms of the psychology behind it. So there's a difference between working out, and I'll use the vernacular. I'll say, hey, have a good workout today. Go to the fucking gym, enjoy your workout. So exercise and working out is different than training. Training is doing specific things with an intent for a specific outcome. Training is not going to absolute failure just because. Training is not beating yourself up and seeing how much you can handle. That's not what training is. Training has a specific outcome. And oftentimes, as you guys know with Maximum Swole, you're not training until you're absolutely wiped. You're training with the intent of providing the growth stimulus so that you can progressively overload in the next session or in the session after that so you can build muscle. So it's actually targeted. It's actually focused. So now everyone's dropping the R word. I can't say it, but I appreciate it. So you guys can say the R word on Rumble as much as possible, because I can't say it right now, because TikTok will ban me if I say my favorite word. Candyman156, Papa Swolio, I just hit my body weight today with my deadlift. What should be the next goal to work towards? 115% of body weight, or what would be the best milestone? Another pound. If that's important to you, again, why are you doing deadlifts? That's the first thing. So congratulations, that's fantastic. Why are you doing deadlifts? And then just adding more weight. That's it. So it doesn't matter if it's 115% or 116% or 101%. Remember, 100% of your body weight, or I guess increasing or doing 100, it's just not important what that is. More is more. So getting an extra rep. Also, make sure I would say videotape yourself and make sure your form is clean. And if you need to adjust your form or clean up your form in the later reps, make sure that you are staying with that weight and cleaning up that form and then adding a pound. Just because it's a deadlift and you can load up a 10 or load up a 5 doesn't mean you should. So even putting 2.5 pounds on the bar and getting an extra rep or getting the same number of reps and getting it even cleaner, that's progressive overload. So overload is overload. And when we talk about micro-loading is just progressive overload. So it doesn't matter if it's another 1/2 pound or another 5 pounds, more is more. So your goal is more with any exercise if you want to build muscle. So don't think about 115% is a massive increase. Just start with a little bit more weight. Start with getting an extra rep. Start with adding another pound or a 1/2 pound. I recommend that everyone get either 1/2 pound plates or 1 pound plates. And you could do 1/2 pound plates and put 2 on each side to add a pound. But micro loading is really good because more is more objectively. All right. Arion Nuka, Papa Swole. Yo, Papa. What up, Bish? What are the best exercises for beginners to lose weight? Doing the elimination diet, understanding your nutrition, and understanding that you don't want to lose weight, you want to lose fat. So you want to build muscle, and you could build muscle as you trim extra body fat. The most important thing is that you're building muscle, you're providing the growth stimulus, you're minimizing fatigue, so you're able to progressively overload regularly, and learning how to cut out inflammatory foods and getting your nutrition and your sleep and your other lifestyle habits in order. Strange God on TikTok, what is your recommendation to get through a plateau trying to gain strength? Make sure you're tracking your workouts. It's not more volume that's going to get you through the plateau. It's usually because you're fatiguing too much. So you don't need more volume. You probably need more frequency and less volume and keeping your intensity high. All right. It's Jasmine Savannah, Papa Swolio. Eat based on my body type, parentheses, endomorph macros, or based on calorie count. Well, the somatotypes, endomorph, ectomorph, that's nonsense. So you can throw that out the window. That's not a real thing. Based on calorie count, calories are okay, but I don't like, and I've been ranting on this for 10 freaking years, ever since I started Swolenormous. It's not important. The calorie counting is not important if you're not eating quality foods. So you can lose weight. You don't want to lose weight, you want to lose fat, but you can gain or lose weight or mass even if you're eating garbage foods, but you're going to have a lot of joint pain or eczema, psoriasis, brain fog, bloating. You're going to have all these other health issues if you're doing it with low quality food. So you want to make sure you're eating nutrient dense food, animal focused, steak, raw dairy, eggs, fruit. You really want to focus on high quality ingredients, focus on improving your food quality, and train to build muscle. So focus on your protein and fat, adjust your carbs accordingly, and make sure you're building muscle. You don't want to lose weight. You want to lose fat. You want to build muscle. Everyone needs to focus on building muscle and getting rid of extra useless body weight, which is fat. Having some fat is good. So you're not going to be 0% fat, but you want to make sure you're focusing on building muscle. Papa Soy, can you speak French? Oui. Shadow Human 217, Papa Soy, when dieting, do you support cheat days? No. Cheating is an excuse to keep your addictions around. I don't diet. I eat quality foods. I have a quality diet. I focus on what I just said. You don't need cheat days. I don't want to eat garbage. There's no justification to eat poison. So eat nutrient-dense food, satisfy yourself with high-quality foods. And if you're eating high-quality foods, you don't need to cheat because it's delicious. You're going to tell me that bacon and eggs is not good? You need cheat food? You need chips and fucking ice cream, garbage ice cream or candy or soda if you're eating delicious bacon and eggs? Give me a break. Give me a break. Cheat days are for the weak. And again, if you're eating nutrient-dense food, you're going to be satisfied. You're not going to have those cravings. And a lot of times what people have in terms of hunger cravings at night, they don't have proper hydration. They have low electrolytes. They're not getting enough magnesium, enough vitamin D, enough of these micronutrients, and they're exhausted. So at night, your body's like saying, hey, get some sugar, get some sugar. So you're craving sweets. You're not eating enough nutrient-dense food. And if you're not hungry for protein, you're not hungry, you're thirsty. You need electrolytes. It's not just water. Cheating's for chodes. All right, let's see. Official Michael Scott. That's what she said. Let's see. Compound movements or isolation exercises? Both. Depends on the application, depends on your split, depends on volume, all those things. Both are great. Vague question is going to get a vague answer, but there's a lot of benefits to both. All right, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. How many sets per muscle group per training session if I train the same muscle group every 4 days? Every 4 days. Well, my question is, why are you training every 4 days? So if you can get more frequency, you can train every 2 or 3 days doing an upper lower split or even full body every other day. So in a given week, everyone's going to recover differently. So if you're training a body part twice a week, you want to do anywhere probably between, if you're doing twice a week, I would say anywhere between probably 2 and 6 sets a week, maybe 2 and 8, between 2 and 8 sets. Really depends on your intensity and how much fatigue you're trying to minimize. So you can build muscle with as little as 2 sets a week. But if you're training only twice a week, you probably need a little bit more volume than just 1 set in a workout. If you're doing every other day, one set all out is more than enough because you're not going to be able to recover from more. So it really depends. It really depends. And it depends on the body parts. Some people take longer to recover for certain body parts. Strange God, would 2 weeks of high reps / low weight, then back to 6 to 8 reps heavy help? No, it's irrelevant. So what you're doing by doing higher repetitions is you're not creating the stimulus. You're not creating the same type of stimulus. What you're doing is just adding fatigue and making it easier, whereas you could just do less volume and add some more recovery days. Usually what people are struggling with is not more. That's the misconception. That I want to break through a plateau, so you're going to do more volume and more fatigue. That's not going to help you. Doing higher reps is not going to help you recover more. It's actually going to add more fatigue if you're going to the same proximity to failure. So I don't know how much volume you're doing, but chances are you're doing too much. All right. Ricky Papasoli, I'm 5'9", 253 pounds and need help losing weight. Be cool to get some good advice. Big fan. Join us over at SwoleNormousX.com. That's a vague question. If you're looking to build muscle and lose fat, you need to have the right tools at your disposal. So I would go to SwoleNormousX.com and join us. If you're watching on TikTok, go to the website, SwoleNormousX.com, download the SwoleNormous app, join the fam, get access to all of our programs, yoga, meditation, our full nutritional kitchen section. We have the elimination diet, thousands of recipes, meal prepping, meal planning, any different type of dietary approach. We help you customize your nutrition. So that's my advice. That's why I created SwoleNormous X, so you could have everything at your disposal. Sandy17 on TikTok. How do I replace my Bulgarians if I have problems with my knee? You should be rehabbing your knee. So I would recommend doing mobility, getting into yoga. We have ankle, knee, and hip mobility masterclasses that can help you rehab your knee and strengthen your knee, doing things like reverse sled, Jefferson curls, anterior tibialis work, deep lunges, ass to grass lunges, step downs. There's a lot of great things that can help strengthen your knee. Reverse sled is one of the best things that you can do to strengthen your knees. Just repeated concentric walking backwards really will strengthen the tendons and strengthen the end range motion of the quads and get your vastus medialis, your VMO, really activated. Great for knee stability, great for, and a lot of times people have knee issues because of high-heeled shoes, so you need stretching with your calves, activating the anterior tibialis. Also, lateral tube walking or abductor machines, getting the gluteus medius activated can really help stabilize your hips and help decrease knee issues, couch stretches. There's a lot of great things. Rebird, does any type of magnesium work for muscle cramps, or should we take a specific type? I like magnesium glycinate and magnesium malate. I like magnesium malate when I'm working out, and I'll take magnesium glycinate before bed and at other times of the day. Hey, Bazinga, Papasolio, I am unable to track my calories, both intake and burned, going to the gym regularly, though. I'm not sure if that's a question. I don't track how many calories I burn. That's just a kind of those calculators. You don't need that kind of stuff, dude. You don't need that kind of stuff. If you're progressively overloading and you're getting your body weight and your body weight's maintaining or staying around the same or slightly dropping and your strength is increasing, you're building muscle and you're minimizing storage of body fat. That's what you need to focus on. Focus on building muscle. Everything else will fall into place. All right, let's see. Oh, that's it for Instagram. Tanvira, I'm just getting into Muay Thai. I want to modify my training to assist in this discipline. Is it correct to focus on plyometrics, mobility, cardio? I usually focus most on heavy lifting, want to improve. I mean, any type of martial art is going to be, especially Muay Thai, high impact. There's an increased injury risk, so you have to make sure that you're lifting but not minimizing fatigue. That way you can do your other training. So you're going to have to, depends on what your priority is. If you're trying to focus on Muay Thai, then that's going to take the primary, and then maybe see what they recommend in terms of accompanying training. But strength training is always valuable. Strength training is always valuable. Hey, Papa Swole, do you speak Spanish? Sí. Let's see. Bro, I've lost 80 pounds. Good for you. Good for you. Cerny says, reverse sled only took a week before I felt the difference. If your knees are a problem, try it. Highly recommend. I agree. Space Shuttle, Door Gunner. Papa Swolio, do you find, or which do you find more effective, straight arm lateral raises or bent arm? It doesn't really matter, but I would say keeping your arms a little bit more straight, leaning forward. What you might prefer is doing it on, if you're using dumbbells, I would also recommend using cables and adjusting the cable so you can get the tension in the lengthened position at the beginning. So you're going to actually, if you stand, if you do a single arm cable, whether you're using a cuff or a handle, you raise the cable attachment, or, you know, where the pulley is, you raise it to like about the same height or slightly lower than where your arm is at rest at the bottom. And then the tension's more at the bottom than the top. So if you're using dumbbells, the tension's going to be more at the top versus the bottom. And you can also do this lying sideways on an incline bench, on a low incline, to put the tension at the bottom with dumbbells. But with straight arm, if you're using dumbbells, I would also recommend to standardize your form is to go on a very high incline, maybe an 80% incline, 70%, and you're prone on the bench and you're going straight out in front of you. You don't want to go straight out to the side. You want to be a little bit in front, for the middle deltoid. And also, if you're trying to build your shoulders, an overhead press will hit the middle deltoid also. So don't negate your overhead pressing. And you don't have to do a vertical overhead press. You could do like an 80% or 70% incline, because that's still going to hit your, I like a little bit more of a neutral grip. If you go a little bit more of a neutral grip for your overhead pressing, you'll hit a little bit more your upper chest, your clavicular pec too also. But you'll get a little bit more middle deltoid if you go more abducted. Rose G, Papa Swolio, if I want to grow my glutes, how many times per week should I train them? All right, this is my opinion and my experience. If you are really trying to prioritize a body part, frequency is the most important. So if you want to grow your glutes, you could train them every other day and just do one all-out set every other day and progressively overload. You're not going to get bigger glutes if you're not getting stronger. If you're doing hip thrusts and you're not adding weight, you're not getting bigger glutes. So you don't need 15 or 20 reps, and I'm doing this to tone. If you want to get a big booty, do heavy hip thrusts. Banded hypers are okay too, but heavy hip thrusts, and keep on loading that weight up. You could do it every other day, but you're not going to be able to do 2, 3, 4 sets. So you have to work your way up, train within like a rep of failure, and do like one, and prioritize it in your training. So whenever you go to the gym, whatever your split is, if you're doing it every other day, warm up, do that first, do your one, warm up, do a couple warm up sets and do your one all out set and try to increase weight, reps, or both. And then just prioritize it. Correct. Badonkey. Ooh, that's a good name for getting a bigger butt. You can get stronger without getting bigger, but you cannot get bigger and not get stronger. And you can get bigger you can get stronger without getting bigger, just because, and you'll get that with new movements and neural adaptations. You'll get that from motor unit recruitment and motor unit synchronization, but you're not going to keep on getting stronger. Or you're not going to get bigger without getting stronger. Aaron Ballard, Papa Swole, I have bad knees and I'm not able to hit squats really well. What alternative would you recommend? I would recommend fixing those knees. Same thing I said earlier with reverse sled and Jefferson curls and adductor work. You don't have to do squats, by the way. I think everyone should be able to do squats. I think everyone should be able to do hack squat or leg press. Any squat pattern will work, but just understand that if you're doing any kind of squat pattern where the hips are moving, you're not targeting the rectus femoris as much. Because the hips, so if you're getting into a deep squat, what happens is your knees are flexing as your hips are flexing, and the rectus femoris crosses the hip joint. So as your knees are flexing, the quad is stretching at the insertion, but it's slacking at the origin, at the hip. So you're not getting that one long muscle of the quad that crosses the hip joint. So if you want to hit all 4 muscles of the quad, leg extensions or sissy squats will do that. Sissy squats can be less stable. You could do them on a hack squat machine, but not everyone has that range of motion. But leg extensions will hit the whole quad. So you do not need a squat for big quads. You don't. I would recommend that you do a squat pattern just because it's great. But some are better than others. You could do a leg extension, you could do leg press, you could do a squat press, a pendulum squat, a hack squat. There's different ways to do it. So find something you like and progressively overload. But if you want to hit all muscles of the quads, I would recommend a squat pattern, like a leg press, like a hack squat, a barbell squat, a Smith machine squat, pendulum squat, and also in your programming, whether it's on a different day or the same day, also do leg extensions. Degenerative joint disease. What's your nutrition like? There is a lot of foods that you can be eating that can leach or bind to calcium and stuff like that. A lot of vegetables can compromise your ability to absorb minerals as well. I'm not big on vegetables, and you guys know that. Tanvira, just hit my 100th yoga class this morning. Consistency is everything. Good for you. Good for you. Jesus, how do I feel about walking? Walking's great. Walking's great for meditation. It's great for mental health and physical health. Get your steps in. Walking's great. Doesn't replace heavy weight training, but it's a great compliment. Walking's fundamental. Good questions. Pitong Talong. Hey, Poppy. Hello.
Hi, puppy.
What's your take on combining calisthenics in the gym? Is it optimal? I don't care. People always ask me about calisthenics. I really just don't care. I mean, calisthenics are what? Push-ups, pull-ups, dips. Those things are great. Again, it's progressive overload. So you can do push-ups, you could do pull-ups, you can do these body weight exercises. You could also load them. You could hang plates between your legs for dips or for pull-ups. So just because it's a body weight exercise doesn't mean you can't progressively overload it. So everyone should be able to do wide grip pull-ups. People should be able to do dips. But the bottom line is, are you progressively overloading? Nothing wrong with dips. You can add weight between, on a dip belt. You can do the same thing with pull-ups. The reason why machines or a lat pull-down machine and things can be great is you'll get a different angle. You'll be able to isolate or to target certain body parts a little bit better than maybe doing it with your body weight, but you can absolutely do it both ways. John, pendulum squat looks brutal. I'm up for the challenge, but none of my gyms have one. You need to go to the fucking gym because the fucking gym has one. Yeah, pendulum's great. Mine's been collecting dust for a few weeks. I usually just go through different machines and kind of like phase in and phase out of different things, but pendulum squat's great. And the reason why a pendulum squat is great, a Cybex hack squat press is great too. It's because when you get that pendulum effect, it targets the quads more when they're stronger. So you can do this with a hack squat machine too, John. If you have a hack squat at your gym, you can get a big band and you can anchor it so at the top. So when the hack squat goes down, the band's stretching, so it makes it lighter at the bottom and heavier at the top. So you can reverse band a hack squat to mimic the strength profile of the quads similar to a pendulum. It's not exactly the same, but it smooths out the profile. When I do my Smith machine benching and I do the incline, I actually put a band on the top, a light little thin red band. That way at the bottom, it's a little bit lighter. It just smooths out the profile, because even though you want the chest to be targeted when you're in the lengthened position, you're weaker from a leverage standpoint. So taking a little bit of resistance off at the bottom will smooth it out a little bit. You don't want it to be really light and then really hard at the top, because then it's just going to get more triceps. But on a Smith machine for benching, it's really great when you have a band, just because it smooths out the strength curve a little bit for your chest. Makes it a little bit more ideal. Cerny, Papa Swole, I found that I can go a lot lower with my squats on the Smith bar, wondering why it's different than using free weights. Just because you can angle differently. You don't have to stabilize. You're able to, the bar will stay on a fixed path, whereas you have to do that manually under a free bar. That's it. You're able to place your feet further forward or further back. In other words, the bar is going down, up and down vertically, regardless. So this is a good thing. And also, but at the same time, if it's forcing your body into a position that you're not fully trained, you got to make sure you go very, very light and build up your tendon strength. So if you're not getting that kind of range with a barbell squat, just make sure you're not overdoing it, because then if you're getting your knees over your toes a lot more, you're elevating your heels, that's a lot more end range tension on the ligaments and the tendons, that if you're not slowly increasing and gradually over time, if you're new to it, you can, maybe irritate something. So just be mindful. That's the benefit of machines. You can set yourself up in a position, because a lot of machines, whether the cam is angled in a certain way, you're going to be able to get into a position that maybe you couldn't if you had to have the weight vertical, right? If you have a weight going up and down, you have to be controlling every aspect of it and working around that in order to keep the bar on the path. If the bar is set on a path, you can move your feet forward or back. No matter what you do, the bar is going up and down. So you could put your feet forward and lean back more. And then as you get more mobility, you can mess around with that. So you can get into angles that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. Where if you had a free bar, you would fall back or you would slip backwards. In other words, it makes it a closed chain exercise rather than open chain. An open chain essentially is if you have the bar moving, you have to kind of orient yourself around that. But if you're locked in position top and bottom, your body's going to move that way, or it's going to be forced to move that way because you're in that locked position. More stable, more stable. So a great way to do squats is do a high bar squat. And you could also elevate your heels. That way you can get your knees over your toes more. Remember, a squat should be quad focused. And in the bottom, in the hole, when you're at the bottom part of a squat, you're not getting your quads. You're getting more adductors. So you're getting more posterior adductor magnus and such. So if you want big legs, you want to train your adductors. So doing a deep squat is important for your adductors. You can do this with Bulgarians, barbell, hack squat, all different types of things. Leg press, getting that deep position. And of course, with a leg press or a hack squat, you can adjust your feet higher or lower. The higher you put your feet, the more you're going to get glutes and adductors. And the lower you put your feet, the more you're going to get quads. So if you want more quads, make sure that you're lowering your feet on the platforms. That way your knees are going over your toes more. You're getting more knee flexion. You're getting more quads. But remember, with those kinds of squat patterns, you're not getting the rectus femoris because you're in a hip flex position. King says, let me be your shadow. You're not big enough to be my shadow. I got a big shadow. Let's fucking go.
We choose truth over facts.
Big casket gang over here. Get swole. Require a big casket. That's what we're talking about. I want a massive hole in the ground. Just fucking checked. All right. We got some releases. We got some balls deep videos. We'll stay here for a little bit more. We'll chill a little bit. I was a little bit late today because I was edging myself. There was a great opportunity for a Cybex leg press machine, first gen, that I was really debating going and getting, but I don't have the space for it right now. I already have a leg press. I have a first gen Atlantis leg press. And I was like torturing myself, like, oh, I can go get it. I could flip this for 5 times. It's a really good deal. I just don't feel like going down to Miami. Ugh. I hate Miami that much. It's not worth it. It was such a good deal. Like retarded deal. It's like $600. Fucking what a deal. What a deal. It's probably gone now. Yeah, I don't have any place for it. I wouldn't want to sell it though. I wouldn't want to flip it. I would want to use it. And the way my stuff is set up right now, the thing is I don't need it. I mean, you never need it. You never need it. I already have an Atlantis one, so, which is also a rare model, so. I mean, so, Dewey says, answering cheap deals in Miami sounds like a great way to wake up in a tub without vital organs. Based. Based.
The tax on me, quite frankly, are a tax on science.
But it's also, if I rent a trailer, it's going to be $50 or $100, and then the time going down to Miami, going down to Miami, and then, I'll be back at like 8:00, and then where am I going to put it? If I didn't already have a leg press, I would jump on it, but I can't really justify the effort. Such a good deal. Such a good deal. Also, the way I have stuff set up now, I don't have the space to back up the trailer to get to my gym area. So I would have to like drag it around, and then I have to move that out, and it would be a whole thing. So I've kind of settled on like just ignore it, pretend like it doesn't exist. If I didn't have a first gen Atlantis leg press, I would jump on it, but they're both great. My leg press is great. The cool thing about the Atlantis one is like huge, massive weight horns. I put 10 on each side and there's still half the horn left. There's just so much space. So that was one of the reasons why we're running a little bit late. I was like, oh my God, I want to go get it. I just don't want to. I want it. I just don't want to go and get it. So here's a good piece of advice. If you're not sure, the answer is no. The answer is no. I do want it though. If I didn't have one already, I would jump on it, but it is what it is. Because I have to get rid of the other one, and I want to keep them both. And I only have 2 legs. I already have 4 leg machines. I have much more than 4 leg machines. But I have a Atlantis pendulum squat. I have the original OG Cybex hack squat. That was my holy grail. So that's much more rare than the Cybex leg press. And I have a first gen Atlantis leg press, which is also rare, and a Cybex squat press. So I already have some holy grail items anyway. But it's like emotional damage. I just feel emotionally drained from
emotional damage.
Knowing it exists. Ah, Michelle says, don't you have 3 legs, Papa? You know me so well.
Because
yeah, hanging dong right now, actually. And your legs look awesome. Oh, thank you, Cerny. Thanks.
Hi, puppy.
Ah, it's true. It's true.
I'd be the luckiest guy alive if that did it for me.
But that's the hard thing. That's the hard thing. So again, like what my plans are is to, and I told you guys, like those of you that are members, my plan this year or as soon as possible is to redo that area. I'm gonna have to move stuff out there, like redo it. So we're planning on doing like a fence with a double gate. So once that happens, then I can see what kind of structure or setup we can have out there. Plus there's permits and all that kind of stuff that we have to see what is even possible to do that's not going to get flagged. So the whole thing right now is just nothing else comes in. We're only outgoing. So if anything, there's probably a few things that I don't really use. Okay, I'll sell those. And it's just frustrating. It's hard when there's a really good deal and it's like, oh my God, such a good deal. I'm I'm still freaking out about it. I'm still like sweating. It's such a good deal. In other words, for those that don't know, it was listed for like 600. It could easily, if I saw the listing and it said 4,000, I wouldn't blink an eye. I mean, not to do it. I wouldn't buy it for 4,000, but you could totally sell that for 4K. So anyway, it's just whether people are just they're just trying to move it. I don't think it's a scam because the guy has a lot of good reviews. Anyway, it's tough. There's always good deals if you wait or you're patient long enough, but it is what it is. Okay, are we ready to move on? Fam, if you're watching on TikTok, grab your Don't Vote If You Skip Leg Day shirt over at papasolio.com. We got new releases. We got to get into that. We got videos. We got some current events stuff I want to talk about. So if you're watching on TikTok, come on over on Rumble at The Daily Swole, and let's get after it. So come on over, catch the rest of the show. Thanks for being here, TikTok. Appreciate you. Yeah, John says under 1K for that. It's insane. It's literally insane. It's insane. I mean, so one thing I remember when I saw, because there's one guy who resells, and I saw the OG Cybex Hack Squat, and I saw that for sale, and I'm like, I have to do it. And Mama Solio was like, I am not living with you if you don't get that, because she knows I'd be talking about it for the rest of my life. That's much more rare. I've seen a few of the Cybex leg presses go for sale, but very rarely do you see a Cybex leg press. But it's okay. It was it's retardedly cheap. Oh, it's fucking retardedly cheap. $600. But again, it's Miami. So that's an offset. $600. Man, I remember when I was stacking out the gym, I went down there for $600 for a arm curl machine to Miami. That's how much I don't want to drive down to Miami. So you have to add the cost of gas, time, renting a trailer. I mean, it's going to be up to like $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. I value my time so intensely. I'm a retard for not getting it. It was retardedly cheap because Miami is a retard hive. That is also true. All true. All true. All true. Papa was just banned on TikTok. No, I shut it down so I could say retard at my convenience. All right. So let's see. Oh, frick, I'm alive. All right, let's do this. Let's watch this. I said retardation prevails. More work to be done, fam. Let's watch this video. And I'll pretend like Cybex leg press was a dream. Doesn't exist.
Today to recognize Two-Spirit and Indigenous LGBTQIA+ Awareness Day. The Two-Spirit flag showcases a rainbow with two eagle feathers to symbolize the balance of masculine and feminine spirits. The celebration at City Hall featured drumming and cultural performances. Organizers say the day is meant to honor and acknowledge Two-Spirit people within the community. They say the recognition is a reminder of Indigenous representation in Canada.
And so today is a practice of remembering who we are, being who we are, and understanding that it's beautiful to be queer. It's beautiful.
Mental retardation is a real thing. So Canada, my God, what the fuck are you doing up there? What the fuck are you doing, Canada? What are you doing up there? All right, so let's take it back. Let's take it back a little bit. I want to rewind. And what are we rewinding to? We're rewinding back to 1907. Let's read Teddy Roosevelt's ideas on immigrants and being an American in 1907. Tell me where the lie is. This is exactly what we need to be focusing on when we allow people into our country. Quote, Teddy Roosevelt, "In the first place, we should insist that if the immigrant who comes here in good faith becomes an American and assimilates himself to us, he shall be treated on an exact quality with everyone else. For it is an outrage to discriminate against any such man because of creed, birthplace, or origin. But this is predicated upon the person's becoming in every facet an American and nothing but an American. There can be no divided allegiance here. Any man who says he is an American but something else also isn't an American at all. We have room for but one flag, the American flag. We have room for but one language here, and that is the English language. And we have room for but one sole loyalty, and that is a loyalty to the American people. Based. That's exactly right. So if you're coming in this country and waving Palestinian flags, visas should be removed. You're protesting, fine, but you don't get to stay here. If you're here based on the graces of our country, you don't get to protest against our country. We're not allowing terrorists in. We're not allowing dissenters in. You are not to be an American citizen if you don't assimilate completely into this country. So it's just very common sense. If you hate this country, get the fuck out. You're not welcome here. It's very simple. So that's I agree with Teddy Roosevelt completely with that statement. All right, let's get into, that was a really good quote, and I think it really answers a lot of questions. Yes, you have freedom of speech, but again, freedom of speech for American citizens, okay. But you need to assimilate. This is America. You want to be here, you want to be an American, then be an American. Yeah, Teddy was a goat and also had an attempt on his life. Didn't he complete the speech after he got shot? Didn't he get shot and kept on doing his speech? Wasn't that the story? Right? He got shot and then continued talking like a fucking savage. Wasn't that him? That story sticks out of my head. I'm not sure if that was bullshit or not. I forget. But I thought he got shot during a speech and then he continued the speech afterwards. Like they got the guy and then he like kept on talking. Fucking beast. Pretty sure that was him. All right. Let's get into a video or two and then that was him? Yeah, I don't remember the whole story. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can look it up. Teddy Roosevelt speech shot. Let's see here. Let's see. On October 14th, 1912, Theodore Roosevelt was shot in the chest. It's not funny, but was shot in the chest during a campaign speech in Milwaukee, but he continued to speak for 84 minutes despite the injury. He famously declared it takes more than that to kill a bull moose, showcasing his resilience and determination. It takes more than that to kill a bull moose. Oh my God. What a great yeah, the bull moose speech. Let's see. Let's see. Here's his speech. What does it say? Friends, I shall ask you to be as quiet as possible. I don't know whether you fully understand that I have just been shot, but it takes more than that to kill a bull moose. But fortunately, I had my manuscript, so you see, I was going to make a long speech, and there was a bullet. There is where the bullet went through, and it probably saved me from it going into my heart. The bullet is in me now, so that I cannot make a very long speech, but I will try my best, and continues to talk for 84 minutes. Fucking monster. What a fucking beast. It's unreal. Yeah, I knew that story. Wow. Fucking takes more than that to kill a bull moose. I mean, how is Trump different, right? I mean, he got shot in the head, in the ear, part of your head, and then he goes back a month later to the same place and does a massive rally. Like, fucking beast. People forgot about that already. I mean, some people did. Yeah, he was shot at. Couple assassination attempts. Still going out in public. Still going to like college wrestling championships. Going to UFC. Being out there. Balls, man. Just balls. All right, let's do a video. Pick a number 1, 2, or 3, and let's get into some new releases. Are you ready, fam? Let's go. Trump is the new make bull moose great again. Trump is a new bull moose. Shame his nephew is such a liberal. Indeed. Indeed. All right, positive charisma number 1. Let's do this one. It's called body neutrality.
What's in the box?
Oh, Hashtag SwoleFam. I don't know if I said this earlier, but hashtag SwoleFam for a chance to win today's Swole card. Drop that in the comments for a chance to win the SwoleFam card on Rumble. Let's check out this video.
Obesity in our society is a huge problem. Oh, well, what do you mean by that? We should be encouraging people to be healthy, not praising their bodies for being fat, which is a risk factor that makes you more likely to have health problems. Okay, well, let's talk about body positivity. Body positivity is essentially a tool that helps some people with their self-image. It might increase their confidence or even help them recognize their self-worth. However, body positivity is not something that resonates with everybody. For a lot of us, especially disabled and other marginalized groups, body neutrality makes more sense because it separates the health and condition of our body from our worth as a human being. Once we start equating health and ability to worth, we're already down the ableism route, and we're headed on a train straight to eugenics. Okay, but that's a little bit dramatic. Poor health is objectively a bad thing. And that's where I would challenge you too. Poor health is the reality of living in a human body. Everyone will experience health issues or disability unless they die tragically first. But isn't poor health something we should avoid? Preventative measures, taking care of our bodies, and accessing healthcare when we need it is absolutely so important. However, the reality is that people are more likely to
I'll be back in a minute, I
positive
guess.
self-care behaviors.
What is happening?
If
What is
they
she
are
wearing?
treated well by the people around them and their environment, not when they are shamed and told to cover their bodies because they don't fit the standard of what some people define as health. And when people in larger bodies do share their health journeys, they are also shamed and essentially told to hide themselves until they are thin. This does the opposite of encouraging folks to be healthy. Masquerading under this guise of just wanting health, it's just a cop-out and excuse to be fat-phobic because you personally have biases that make you dislike fat people and treat them poorly. But I don't treat people differently because they're fat. I just care about them and their health. You might not even consciously believe that you treat people differently when they are fat. But many
25
of us who have
seconds.
experienced both life in a thin body and
I
in
committed.
a fat body
I
can
committed.
report that there is a marked difference in the way that people are treated. And this discrimination only increases when you add other marginalizations, such as disability, race, class, and region. If you're truly concerned about the health of our communities, shaming and judging fat people for the way that they look would not be at the top of your priority list.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyone pick up on any of that? No, we don't listen to retards, do we? Well, I guess we did. Wow. Well, that was great. Let's get into some new releases. That way we can cleanse the palate. Who wants a palate cleanse? You guys ready for this? All right, let's get into some recipes.
What's in the box?
Recipes. That was ridiculous. We're balls deep, actually. Sorry, let me hit that button.
Ooh,
That's deep. All right, first one.
What's in the box?
Now, who here likes pink tacos? I know you do, but here's something else you can also eat. Taco stuffed sweet potatoes. Oh my goodness. Who likes some? You guys like tacos? Who likes tacos? I know you do. Taco stuffed. Let me bring this up a little bit. Taco stuffed sweet potatoes. All right.
I am the danger. He's heating up.
Come on now. What do you guys think? SoulNormousX.com. Join the fam today and get access to taco stuffed sweet potatoes. Can you imagine? You sign up for a membership and we just ship you some taco stuffed sweet potatoes. That's cool. This is kind of like the bacon wrapped dates. This is a great idea. So instead of having the tortillas or the ultra processed shells and stuff like that, I'm sure you can make your own with sourdough and whatever. But this is a great way to kind of mimic that effect and looks delicious to me. Taco stuffed sweet potatoes. Pretty good. Pretty good. You guys like it? You guys like it? You guys like it?
I got hairy legs.
Yeah. All right. Next one we got. Ooh. Beef heart meatballs. Oh, that's great. So a lot of you are, concerned or you got questions about how you can eat some of these organ meats. You can eat them raw. You can cook them separately, but this is a great way you can mix this with ground beef too. So if you don't want all the heart, a lot of times if you are not used to organ meats, just like the sweet texture from offal and it's a different type of nutrient density. So it takes, if you didn't grow up eating organ meats, sometimes it could be really strong, but it's very good for your health. And this is a great way you can mix it with ground beef to your liking. You can grind it up, get a grinder, have your butcher mix ground beef with the beef heart. So check that out. Beef heart meatballs. Nice combo. Good stuff. And one more. Oh my God. I know this is going to kick up a storm. I know this is going to kick up a storm.
Come on, man.
There's been a heated debate online for centuries, for thousands of years. Does pineapple belong on pizza? Well, check this out. Pineapple burgers. Does pineapple belong on burgers? I don't know. You tell me, fam.
You switch the samples.
What do you guys think? I mean, grilled pineapple is great. Putting it on a burger, well, that's ballsy, Fritz. I don't know, man. I don't know. Combining the two? I feel like it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you know? We got chili, we got cheese fries, but the mixing of the two is strictly prohibited. Do you mix them? What do you guys think? Do you mix them? I don't know, man.
Smooth. Very, very smooth stuff. Very classy. I'm learning a lot from you right now, dude.
I'm sure it's good. I love pineapple. I love burgers. I don't know, man. I'll tell you what. If you made me this, I would eat it. I would eat the fuck out of it. I'm sure it tastes good. I'm sure it tastes good. And the good thing about, I guess, the bromelain, I think it's bromelain in pineapple, it aids digestion. So it probably really is a good combination with the burgers. I mean, I'll fucking eat that shit. I don't know what the hell. What's on? Is that guacamole? Is that an onion? It better be. It looks like guacamole. Or baby poo. I guess it's guac. I thought it was like some sort of, tartar sauce or something white with my glasses on. But good. 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 Very good. Very good. 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 All right, fam. Let's get into some featured classes this week. From the Swole Studio, featured Swolga class this week. The featured mobility class is Swolga with your boy. Swolga for spine, wrists, and ankles. We were just talking about that. People are asking about their wrists, their ankles. How do I improve mobility? Great class. Check it out. Now available on your homepage. So we rotate these featured classes every single week. Again, it's a spotlight. You already have access to these. They're not new releases, but they're featured this week. That way you can experiment and experience different things. Obviously, the search function and all this stuff is just jam-packed with the app. So this way, hey, check this out. Oh, I didn't know this existed. Let me try it. Oh, let me check out other things in this category. Let me do a search and find other things like that. It might open your mind to doing something and doing things that you've never done before. So check this out. All right. Featured Swollen 7 is Swollen 7 Kettlebell Round 6. That comes after 5 and before 7. Round 6. Very nice. And we also have Papa Swolio's featured pump. Papa Swolio's me. It's my featured pump. Number 3, arms. So check that out.
And that's the way, I like it.
Casey in the
sunshine band. Every word of it was absolutely true.
Papa Swolio's featured pump, number 3, arms. So check that out. All right. Check it out, Aaron. Check out, do a search for Swolga and see what we got. I'm sure we got a lot of stuff in there. And don't forget, all your joints are connected. So if you're doing something for your ankles, for your wrists, for your spine, that's going to improve your knees too. There's a lot of great things that are going to have chain reactions for mobility that you're going to benefit from. All right, we got new yoga, and then we got some more stuff. Are you ready, Beaches? Come on now. Come on now. Who's ready? Drop in the comments down below. Who's ready? Let's get into another bullshit video. I'm assuming they're all bullshit. Let's do this one. Ew, gross. They're both short, so it's fine. Let's do this one. Trans kids in sports. Oh, it's Miss Retarded Crockett Congresswoman. All right.
What's in the box?
Let's check this out. Let's see what we got here. Here we go. Are you ready? Here we go.
Has seen the city of Zinj.
What's in the box?
Trans kids in sports.
Trans kids that want to play the sports. Lord have mercy, that is the biggest issue that we had. Since when? Since when? Find the little trans child that is ruining your life. Like, I mean, I'm just like, what?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
That, my friends, is a retarded person. That's a retarded person.
What is the best move to silence a woman?
Whoever elected and voted for that fucking idiot, you should lose your right to vote. Yeah. Do better, fam. Do better. Isn't she from Texas? What the fuck are you guys smoking down there? What are you smoking in Texas? Meth? Where's she from? Is it Texas? Where the fuck in Texas did that train wreck get elected? I'm pretty sure it's Texas. All right. Let's cleanse the palate again. A lot of cleansing today. Let's get into a new yoga class. Brand new yoga inside the Swole Enormous app.
What's in the box?
Who's ready? 3, 2, 1. Fam. Aaron also. This is great based on what you were just asking for. Recovery Flow Express class for hamstrings and hips.
I'm your Huckleberry.
With Alex.
That's just my game.
Great class. You know that's going to be awesome. All her classes are fucking fantastic. So hamstrings and hips, great for the knees, great for the back, great for the spine. Look at that position. Fantastic. Get your yoga blocks, get your bolsters out. Let's fucking go. So give that a shot, Aaron. And remember, trying all these different classes, because everything is connected. So if you are trying to improve things like with your knees, remember, you got muscles that cross the hip joint, right? You got the hamstrings that cross the hip joint. You got some muscles like on the inner thigh, like sartorius and gracilis that cross the hip joint and cross the knee joint. You have rectus femoris. So you have a lot of, if you're working on your hips, you're going to improve your knees. If you're working on your ankles, you're going to get all the areas around it because there's a lot of 2 joint muscles that cross the hip and the knee. And if you improve your hip mobility and the balance and strength of your hip muscles from the adductors, abductors, flexors, and extensors, you are going to improve your knee health for sure. So give that a try. Okay. Let's get into another video and then we will cleanse the hell out of the palate and you guys are not going to have to hear anything retarded for the rest of the show. Unless I probably will say something retarded, but it won't be from these numbnuts. This is called, oh boy, and you're going to understand what I talk about here. You're going to understand how much of a palate cleanse we need because this video is titled Pronoun Song. Pronoun
How about I send you
song.
a hobo's dick cheese?
A rhyme to teach kids about pronouns. I thought we were done with this retarded shit. I was wrong. Dear me, Lord, I was wrong.
I am who I say I am, and you are who you say you are, and sometimes we are wrong about who we think other people are. That's okay. Don't assume. You can always just ask which pronouns do you use. He, him, she, her, they, them, these, er. Let me know which one do you prefer.
Loud noises!
Shut up, bitch! The eyes, Chico. They never lie.
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
I've contained my rage for as long as possible, but I shall unleash my fury upon you like the crashing of 1,000 waves! Begone, vile man! Begone from me! I am untethered and my rage knows no bounds!
God damn it, I don't know what it is about your face, but I want to deliver one of these right in your suck hole.
Is there anything I can do to work on that?
No, not really. It's your face.
Fuck, man. Fuck, man. Fuck, dude. Holy fucking fuck, bro. Who's taking that one? Mark is busy. I believe Mark is busy with that other cave troll that Mark took that Indian one, right? Yeah. Mark says, not me. I took the Indian grenade last week. That's right. Mark is jumping on the grenade. That's right. That's right. I took the Indian grenade last week. That's right. Not me again. No. I'm booked. My schedule's filled. Mark is like about to quit. Mark's about to rage quit. Aaron, that's another head for your freezer. You're free. Just let Aaron loose on that. Got another cadaver for you. Jesus Christ. Make me happy. Is it just me, or I thought this stuff, I mean, I didn't think it was going to go away like that, but isn't it kind of interesting how it's just getting worse? I really feel like it's getting worse. You know, they felt like the left and the progressives, they're just doubling, tripling, quadrupling down. They're just completely out of touch. Everyone's like, oh my God, that's fucking insane. Landslide for Trump. And they're just going. They're never going to win an election again. Who the fuck? I know the midterms. I can't believe Trump has only been in for 2 months. The midterms need to be a slaughterhouse. I don't see how, if this continues, anyone will vote for a Democrat ever again. I don't see how you could have voted for in the last election, but if you're that retarded and you continue to vote, you're just gone. You're gone, man. You're gone. How do you vote for that shit? That's what you're voting for. Oh, that's just extreme. That's a small percentage. Yo, it's everywhere. You heard that Crockett lunatic. Like, these people are crazy. Think about this. So, that's a big concern, the midterms in 2026 and of course 2028. Because there's a landslide for Trump, people voted against the trans mental illness already. People don't want open borders. They don't want their daughters getting murdered and raped. Who's going to vote for that shit again? We're going to remember. It's not like, it's 2026. Yeah, I feel like having men and women's sports again. I don't see this pendulum. I don't see the pendulum swing. I just don't see it. I don't see the pendulum swinging back if this continues. And who are you going to vote for? Who are you going to vote for? The Democratic? Who's going to win on the, Bernie Sanders, AOC? No one wants that shit. Gavin Newscum. Like, he's a troll. He's a fucking lizard. He's a snake. I just don't see people act like, it's going to go back and forth. Yeah. People have short memories, but I don't know if they have them that short. Oh boy. All right. Did you hear the crowd when Trump was at the NCAA championship over the weekend? You hear the crowd in Philadelphia? Just deafening roar for Trump when he entered the stadium. I don't know, man. Yeah, Bernie freak out about the baby onesies. Yeah. What about the baby onesies? Did you know that RFK is selling onesies? The babies are wearing onesies again. What are we gonna do? Your babies are gonna wear vegan onesies, anti-vax babies. All right, here we go. New releases. Are you ready, sluts? Fam.
What's in the box?
You asked, and Papa Swolio stuck it all in, the balls too, and delivered. We got brand new programming for Maximum Swole. Air horn. Very important. Very important. So let me explain. Okay? Pay attention. Don't just leave the live stream and go and do random shit. We got new stuff. We have new programming, not just new workouts. I should have talked about new programming, new structures for Maximum Swole. So we got full body 1 and full body 2. I'm just going to scroll through quickly. So full body 1, full body 2, we got a brand new full body split. And there's more to come. There's more to come. So you got 2 workouts, but what's really important is not so much these workouts, because they're going to be more. These are just 2 examples, but also a brand new, it's long, it's thick, it's veiny, but it's a essentially an overview masterclass of these two workouts, but really basically about the full body split in general. So in other words, it's how you can think about full body. And there's different ways I could have done to programming it. I just decided, instead of choosing like, hey, do quad A and pick from this list, I wanted to explain and literally share with you literally my workouts and explain why things are here, what you can swap out. So I really go into depth with the masterclass. So make sure you have to watch this masterclass. And yes, it's like half an hour, but it breaks down both workouts and the logic behind what this structure is and how you can swap things out and how you can adjust. So really what we're going to do when it comes to the full body releases, they're going to be literally full body workouts that I do. And then as more of them come out, you will just learn how to manipulate and adjust and try different things. So I'll give you some ideas to try. And also the masterclass and things will explain what you can swap out and why this exercise is the way it is and what you can swap out. So if it says a hack squat, any kind of squat pattern can go there. If it's a, X, Y, and Z, if it's a bicep preacher curl and you don't have a preacher curl, whatever it is, you can swap out a different bicep exercise. So I go into depth with these two workouts as it is, and make sure that you watch that first. Okay. So it's a really good masterclass, and it's not necessarily, I only had the first two worksheets here to break it down, but it really goes over full body programming in general as a great foundation as to how you can look at these workouts and the ones that come out. And of course, you can comment in the community section, you can comment below and post under these workouts and things like that. You can ask questions on the Daily Swole and all that stuff. So enjoy. All right. Good stuff. Really good stuff. Because a lot of people were asking questions about frequency of training and full body. So decided to launch the FB splits. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, you're welcome, John. Enjoy. And some of this is going to be stuff that's just, you've heard me talk about before, and you might be appraised of it and you know what's going on, but this is going to be really good stuff. Just keep lifting. All right. Let's do this one and then we'll do merch last. So let's get into this one first. Fam, this Thursday, March 27th at 6 p.m., Swole Fam, round table, 85. You've been eager for another round table. Well, delivering this Thursday. We'll see you there. The link will be in the app on the homepage, front and center. You can add it to your calendar, the Zoom call and whatnot. 6 p.m. You can join anytime. Some of you have asked, hey, can I join at 7 o'clock if I can't make it in time for 6 Eastern time, by the way. So I guess 3 p.m. Pacific, whatever it is. But yes, you could join at any time. Try to get there early. If you have questions, you want to come up on stage, we'll always prioritize people that have never been on there before. If you want to come and ask questions, it's just literally loading up the call and people talk about whatever they want to talk about. So it's really casual. There's no agenda. There's no prompts. It's just, we'll see where the conversation goes. It doesn't matter if people are talking about one thing. If you have a question, make sure that you come and ask your questions and talk about whatever, All right, join the fam, SwoleNormusX.com to get access to all the private content, including roundtables and more, and all the programming and all that stuff. So roundtable this Thursday, March 27th at 6 p.m. All right, here we go. You ready? Dun, dun, dun. Who's ready for some merch? Who's ready for some merch? Who's ready for some sick fucking merch? You like some merch? You want to cover your nips? Then check out this amazing merch. That was nice. The merch song. Now, a lot of you like Jurassic Pump. You like some of these other designs, and I appreciate it. I think there's a lot of great designs that we have. And a lot of you remember this. You grew up with this cartoon, but it's been revamped. It's being re-released. And the original cartoon was good. It was good, but it could have been better. So if you grew up in the 80s, 90s, you probably remember the Care Bears. But I am proud to introduce to you.
What's in the box?
The Curl Bears. So now available Curl Bears over at papaswolio.com. The Care Bears are good, but the Curl Bears are better. So check it out now over at papaswolio.com. Let's zoom in. Look at those. Look at that shit. Look at the Curl Bears. Look at those. Look at those gains. Dun, 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 dun. Curl bears. Curl bears. Yeah. The curl bears. Fantastic. 20% off over at papaswolio.com. Love it. Sweet design. We didn't even need to write curl bears on the design. You get it. You get it. The curl bears. Yeah. Yeah. Savage. All of them are jacked. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in. Might be a little pixelated because of the image, but let's zoom in. You got the beard logos on their stomachs. Look at that. Dun, dun, dun. Look at the gains. Who's the most jacked one? Maybe this pink one. Look at the face. Yeah. Look at that. Look at this one. Look at the green one. Fucking pissed. Jacked. Gay bears, what I always called them. Well, they're the curl bears now. So, dun, 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 dun. The curl bear stare. Ooh, the curl bear stare based. A nice rainbow for a change. I know. That's going to get people, people's nips all twisted. It looks really good in the light green and the pink. Great. And these are great also for like a kid's shirt, stuff like that. The gay bears. The gay bears are now the curl bears. So check out the curl bears. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
They turn the frickin' bears gay. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water. They turn the frickin' bears gay. Yeah. Check it out. 20% off everything. Send your kid to school wearing that. Yeah, do it. Might get beat up, but that's good. Gays with gains. The curl bears, great design. That's great for a poster. Great for a mug. That's a great design too. People are going to do a double take like, Rainbow, what are you, part of the LGBTQ two-spirit cult? Like, no, they're jacked. It reminds me of the muscle alphabet, where you think it's supportive and it's really trolling, but people buy it either way because some people don't understand the troll and some people don't care. Some people are like, I'm not wearing anything with a rainbow. It's like, fine. I think publicly making fun of this stuff is great. Anyway, curl bears now available, papaswolio.com. Base design, super based. All right, let's give away today's Swole card. Thanks for being here, Beaches. Appreciate you. SwoleNormusX.com to join the fam and go check out all the merch. Let's give away today's Swole card. It is Swole fam. Let's give it away on Zahroom Blay. What do you hear? What do you say? Making sick fucking gains, sick fucking gains, making sick fucking gains, making sick fucking gains, making gains, I'm making gains. Papa Swole's making gains, Papa Swole's making gains. Hashtag Swole fam. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Didn't land. Scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling down, scrolling down. Oh, we got one. Martial Arts Mama. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
There you go. There you go. On Zahroom Blay, congratulations. Martial Arts Mama. That's ma'am. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormus.com. Swole card 3244 in the subject. Your mailing address in the body of the email. Congratulations. Fam, what up? Thanks. You're very welcome. Thank you for being here. And thanks for dropping that hashtag. Fantastic. Fam, you got a lot of great releases. Again, we'll be back for the show tomorrow and Wednesday. Thursday is private for members only because we have the roundtable. And then, of course, we got overtime and the Fefcast on Friday. So check out this weekend's episodes. Great stuff. If you didn't catch the Swoleosophy on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure that you do so. Good Swoleosophy over the weekend. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Congratulations, Martial Arts Mama. Go check out the merch. Go check out the masterclass. Go check out the new programming. Got a lot of stuff to go. So go enjoy the rest of your day. Go get started. And we'll see you next time. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose. Your boy, Papa Swolio.
Need a straight jacket, cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing, like an IPO trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans, I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred
Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons out closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies.